I got some good news, everybody. We're not going to have a lockout because today it is official. MLS and MLSPA has both agreed on a ratified collective bargain agreement that will go all the way to 2025, and that both sides have now agreed on the return to play proposal to restart the MLS season in Orlando. And what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to read this article from ESPN that kind of highlights of what this ratified bargain agreement that's going to go to 2025 is going to be, because the MLS website did announce that they have made it official, but they definitely did not do a good job in terms of explaining what exactly it is. And they basically just threw the general point and say, well, it's official. We basically have got a we have ratified the bargaining agreement, and now both sides agree to the return to play proposal, and that it's going to happen in a couple of weeks. But that's pretty much it. They don't even highlight some of the more important thing that is going to be happening in this ratified bargain agreement, and ESPN does. So I'm going to read this article, and I'll leave a link in the description below for the article that I am reading right now. So the MLS Players Association approved a proposal from MLS related to economics in 2020, as well as a modified collective bargain agreement the union on Wednesday, or the union announced on Wednesday. The approval of the proposal avoided a lockout that had been threatened by MLS and enabled the league to soften the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. This league has been shut down since March 12. There's a quote that from the MLSPA says, MLS player today ratified a new collective bargaining agreement which will run through the 2025 season. Today, vote also finalized a plan to resume the 2020 season and provide players with certainty for the months ahead, and allow our members to move forward and continue to complete in the games they love. So I would have actually made a video yesterday talking about there was some numerous source talk about both sides seems to have a little bit of a level cooler head than it was back on the overnight hour between Sunday and Monday, and that both sides are getting close to agree on a new deal to basically avoid a lockout. And this is basically just saying that, but I also was going to tell you guys that they were about to do a vote, although since I heard numerous sources the fact that both sides are very close to agreeing on this ratified CBA, and that there's not going to be a lockout, most likely that vote already happened, and that they actually voted yes in terms of go ahead and ratify this collective bargaining agreement to avoid a lockout. The approval now opened the door for the league to return to the field next month, with a tournament to be held at the Wide World of Soccer Sports Complex at Walt Disney World. ESPN is owned by Walt Disney Company. The team are expected to arrive in Orlando, Florida in 3 weeks. So it seemed like they are going to stick with the plan where it's going to be kind of the plan that the Players Association basically put out. They said that the players will start training in Orlando in the latter part of June, and the tournament that is going to be like a World Cup style tournament where there's going to be 3 group games in each group, and then there's going to be a knockout tournament that is going to take place in the beginning of July. We recognize that we are all moving forward as players, as fans, as society, as a world into a future that look much different than the one we envisioned a few months ago, the MLSPA added. There are problems we face with the collective that are both more urgent, more important than competing on the field. We are grieving, we are fed up, we expect changes, and we expect action. This change won't come on the field, but it will come partly through the force and determination of all who see justice and equality. We hope our return to the field will allow a fan a momentary release and a symbol of normalcy. So looks like the MLSPA is still kind of a little bit angry about the situation between themselves and also the owners of this league. Don't be surprised that despite the fact that they have ratified this new CBA, that kind of tension between both sides is not going to end. Like, we thought it probably ended back in February when they had this new CBA, but obviously we saw it again just a couple of days ago, and I won't be surprised if we're going to, in the upcoming years, when there is going to be something like this happening again, which God forbid, hopefully that won't be the case, or when we get to the new CBA kind of agreement that needs to needs to be extended, then there could be again some tension between both of these sides. We are committed as a group to doing all we can, both as leaders in our sport and as well as leaders in our community, to help carry our country, our community, our league, and our sports forward. A union source told ESPN that the total amount of economic concession is over $100 million. It includes an across-the-board salary cut of 7.5% that isn't retroactive, and it's set to kick in for May 31st payroll period. So again, this is part of the original or the counter proposal that the MLSPA come up a couple of days ago, and that they want a 7.5% pay cut rather than the league saying that they're going to potentially have an 8.5 or even a 20% pay cut as they head into this restart of this little mini tournament in Orlando. Players will have the option to delay the salary cut until after the Orlando tournament, but the total amount of cut will be the same. Performance and individual bonus will be capped at $5 million for this season. Both sides have agreed to a framework on a new CBA in February following the expiration of the previous deal, but it wasn't ratified by either side, providing MLS with an opening to renegotiating some of its terms. The alteration to the CBA involved the introduction of a force majeure clause in which either sides can back out of the deal in case of a catastrophic event like a pandemic. So I'm guessing what this basically saying is, in case if there is a catastrophic event like this happening in the future, which again, God forbid, hopefully that won't be the case, then we could once again have this conversation of how are they going to ratify the CBA, and that there could be once again tension like this of the fact that the CBA could be not ratified, and that we could be heading into a lockout in the future. MLS has been trying to have the clause tied to specific attendance number in case of a second wave of COVID-19 struck North America later this year, but the player's success in pushing back against that form of the clause, yeah, that was just kind of stupid, with the fact that MLS has been trying to put that clause just on the attendance number. And, in terms of the attendance issue, we still don't know what's going to happen once this tournament is over and once the league returns to play. And obviously, I know the reason why we don't know this is because the league is trying to, they need time to figure this out, and that they're basically using this neutral tournament as kind of a way to buy time in terms of how they are reorganizing this remaining part of the season once this tournament is over. And we also don't know when exactly fans are going to be allowed to go back into the stands. I mean, I'm guessing most likely what they could do is they first would maybe allow a limited amount of fans to attend the games, and that maybe there's like 25% of fans can attend the games, and most likely those 25% of the fans are going to be season ticket holder, which, it's good news for me because I am a season ticket holder of the Quakes, and that, if the Quakes are going to play games that is going to be only for season ticket holder to attend, then I, of course, could attend those games. Although one thing I do worry is that they might do a lottery system, and that could be a little bit interesting to see how it's going to go. And I don't think fans would really like to see that, where it's only going to be season ticket holder attending the games, and those season ticket holder might even not be able to attend those games because they might not able to get the luck of the lottery to go to the game. But we don't know that issue yet, and I think we probably won't know that kind of specific point after this little mini tournament is done in Orlando. Let's see, what else? The approved version allow either sides to back out of the deal within 30 days notice if the CBA become economically unfeasible. So yeah, we could be having this situation again in about 30 days. Is that correct? Yeah, we could be having this discussion again in 30 days. Hopefully that won't be the case, and both sides will just kind of provide cooler heads. But this does say that there is a possibility that we could be in the same situation like we were a couple of days ago or just yesterday, in a month of time. A revenue sharing plan tied to the new broadcast rights deal set to begin in 2023 has also been modified. The original term would have resulted in 25% of the broadcast right fee that was $100 million above 2022 level being funneled in each team's salary budget. The two sides agreed to reduce the percentage in 2023 to 12.5%. The percentage would return to 25% in 2024. The salary bump spelled out in the CBA will now be delayed by a year so that 2020 terms will continue into 2021, while the original term in 2021 will be moved to 2022, and so until the end of the deal. The length of the CBA has now been expanded by 1 year until June 31st of 2026. So there you go. That is pretty much the detail in terms of this ratified CBA. And like I said, it is great news that we are going to be avoiding a lockout for now, because as I said in the detail, there could be a possibility in the future that we could be in the same situation that we are before. One thing that article didn't talk about is that they didn't mention the exact date that this whole Orlando little proposal of return to play is going to be happening. But again, I have a feeling with the way that they basically said it, it's probably going to happen in the latter part of June, and that we are going to have kind of a little tournament that will count toward the 2020 MLS season as we head into July. And then after that, there's still a lot of murky waters of what exactly the league is going to do after the tournament, and whether or not if fans are going to be allowed attending the games as we head into the fall of this season. But as of now, I'm glad that we are avoiding a lockout and that this is one step closer in terms of the season is going to restart. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this ratified CBA? Do you like it? Do you think it's going to work out between both sides in the foreseeable future? But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I, of course, will see you guys next time.